Hello, hello, everybody. My name is Jessie from Wild Jessie Consulting, and it is Tuesday at 1. So it's time for some small BS with Jess. And that's where I come on every Tuesday and give small business strategies for marketing, content creation, and just general business success strategies for small businesses, entrepreneurs, mompreneurs, and just people looking to make their hustle a little bit more reliable and that aren't really sure how to get started. We've been in a time that's been a little uncertain. A lot of places have had to go online, especially brick and mortar. So it's really important to me that those people get the help that they need so that they can thrive even when things seem like they've been a little bit crazy. And if you caught last week, I talked about simulcasting your content, and that's stretching out big pieces of content so that you can make them last longer. Or theming your months or your weeks for things that you can cover that deal with your specialty, whether it's a product or a service. You can pick one thing and kind of go with that. And one of the content pieces that I talked about was using video. And I love using video. It is so easy. It has always been one of my number one ways to give content. And really one of the ways is because it goes through algorithms really, really well. And it's just so awesome for reuse and to reutilize it and everything. So I wanted to give you some information or some tips today on how to really use your videos to create more content and give you different ideas for that. Okay, so let's start with the first one, repurposing your live videos. Okay, so you will actually see me do this on several of the channels that I work with. When I'm working with a client, I definitely recommend this. So in videos, like if you looked at last week's video when I talked about the simulcasting your content, I actually took the video and I took like little clips out of it, or I took little clips out of it and showed how I was, I'll take a little clip and use it for a reel or for a story. So I'll take like 10 or 15 seconds of that clip that basically is a little bit juicy or has a really good tip for them to entice them to watch the rest of the video. So maybe somebody won't sit down for, hey, if you are here, go ahead, do hashtag live if you're live, do hashtag replay if you're catching the replay so I can see who's catching on to these. It's always nice to see. And then let me know if you use any of this stuff and how it works for you and your business. I always love seeing that. But yeah, you take those pieces and you basically make them little teasers. So think about the things in your video or when you're making your video, use the way that you're going to plan it and consider how could I cut this down into smaller pieces that I could use for other stuff. You can create little collages of videos, going over the highlights or the specific things that you really wanted to cover without somebody having to go through the whole video. I've seen hour-long videos, or I've done hour-long videos, and I am able to take just a 10, 15, or 30-second clip and reuse it for reels. You can use it for reels, you can use it for TikToks, you can use it on stories for both Instagram and for Facebook. There's really plenty of ways for you to use it. So that's one way. The other way, which again, if you watched any of my stuff last week, I love repurposing audio. I think it's a great way to catch people's attention, and it really gives you a lot more creativity when you're building and when you're making things. So you can actually download an app, or you can go on several free websites where you can take a video and you can turn it into an MP4 audio file. And then you just find those clips, just like with your video, if you're going to repurpose your video. And I actually did this yesterday. I posted a audio clip over video of me repurposing video from the week before. So I was showing you like how I use screenshots, which is definitely something that you can use. So I would screenshot, use your audio, right? And then screenshot that post. And then I would talk about what I talked about in this video and link back to the video, making it so that people will realize what was in it, or maybe if they hadn't thought about watching it before, they would. Plus, sometimes they'll just read that post, but they're going to get that and they'll engage with that over the video. And that's totally cool because you're making sure that you're checking all the boxes so that you are going further with your content. So using audio is so much fun, and I love it because you can make like a collage, or you can make a slideshow. You can even do stills, and I believe in Canva you can actually do this too, where you can have a still of something, and like a picture, or a picture of you, or a picture of a quote that you like, or something like that, and then you can put audio over it of something that you had said before. If you're a guest on a podcast, or you were a guest, or you were featured in a magazine, or featured somewhere, you can do the still of like your feature photo, and then if there was any audio from that, or any video, you can pull the audio from it and pull it over it. Make it a 10, 15, 30-second clip, throw it up on Instagram, and bam, you've got a whole nother piece of content without just copy and pasting what you've got. Okay, so that's one of something that I've really liked doing. And like I said, you can get you can get free apps for this stuff. So this is ways that you can, really master your marketing on a budget, and making sure that you're stretching the content. Okay, when you're using those videos, you are having your content reach further. It's just the way that Facebook and Instagram go. Your lives are going to go further. Okay, your lives are totally going to go further. And one of the things you can do too is, especially if you're somebody who is a instructor, like you do how-tos, you do tutorials, you do things like that, a service provider, you can do a live event where you have a live event, and you have people go to it maybe for free, and then they pay for the replay. That's a very common thing, and it's a good way to get like a quick cash injection into your business, to help you with funds, maybe if you're going to create a webinar off of that or something else. And the best part is that once you create that content, it's a one and done. You don't have really much to do after that. You can just continually sell that, and you can set it up where it's coming off your website, or an Etsy, or Shopify, and you are literally selling that in your sleep. So it's a really awesome way to go if you are thinking about using video for your business, because really it's just amazing. One of the things people do too is, like, you want to make sure some of them are more fun or more personal. And if you don't want those going across your page because you want your page to be more professional, then utilize stories. Go live on your stories. I'm a mom. Sometimes I like to tell the story of my kids and things that we're doing. Maybe I'm hosting an event for somebody, and I want it to be like a little fun behind the scenes. So I'll go on my stories and I'll post that up. It gets further in my reach. It lets people know what I'm doing, gives them a little behind the scenes look at me and my personality and what I do on and off. And, it just makes it a lot easier for them to get to know me, while still giving me, that privacy a little bit. It goes away after 24 hours. So it's kind of like a little glimpse about my page. My main pages are still professional and clean and on brand for what I'm doing. So I love using it for that. And again, you can use Reels and TikToks. You can make, you can make a piece of content, and you can literally use the same script or something, do it in different views points, and then use it across different media. So really utilize, when you're going to be filming, make sure that you're utilizing your time. And one of the biggest things that I wanted to talk about today is, when you're owning your own business, especially if you're a service provider, until you get to the point where you can grow and you can have other people help you with your video content and everything like that, which is awesome. But until you get to that, you are wearing all the hats. You really are. You're doing the video, you're coming up with it, you're producing it, you're cutting it, you're editing it, and you kind of have to let your inner narcissist out a bit. And I tell people that, especially with women that are struggling, maybe with self-image, do some power poses, smile real big, and just make that content. And then, get used to watching it 30 times in a row to make sure that you get that perfect slice of that video that you can then repurpose. I'm telling you, it's going to do a lot for you and your business, for your engagement, and for your reach. Okay. So that's my tip for today. I always try to keep these quick and under 10 minutes. If you guys have any questions, you always can reach me either on my email, which has been scrolling around here. You can private message me. You can comment below and let me know what you're looking for. Yeah, and I'd love to help you out. But I'm always here. And just remember, when you're a business and you're trying to do it all, you don't have to do it all alone. All right, guys. Have a great Tuesday.